Hello, lovelies. Wow, the webcam is crazy with its coloring right now. It looks like I'm in a vintage filter that they have on like Instagram. Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video to inform you all about bananas. And I know it sounds like a weird topic to talk about, but there's a lot of misinformation out there about bananas. And a lot of people have some misconceptions about how to eat them, store them, banana nutrition. So I figured I would kind of synthesize my Nana knowledge for you all. And so the first thing I want to talk about is when to eat a banana. I know that sounds kind of like a no-brainer, but a lot of you all are still eating yellow bananas. And while they look really pretty at this time, they're not ripe at that point. Bananas are best to eat when they have black or brown spots, even like patches. This is when they're sweetest and healthiest. And one of the things that is like important to remember though is that there's a difference between a bruise and like naturally developed spots. So a banged around banana may like look like it's ready, but it isn't. So be careful, Be gentle with your bananas. They need love. Um so the second question I also get, is like how to best like maintain my bananas. Oh, I bought these bananas and they went bad, or they're still green or something like that. So this is kind of like my quick tips on how to buy and maintain the best bananas. The first thing that you should do if you're a big banana eater like me, is to buy bananas at different like stages of ripeness so different colors, green, yellow, spotty. So this way you're going to have some ripe at almost every day. So when I go to the store, I buy bananas from a few different bunches versus just one cluster of bananas. And then once I'm home, the best thing you can do to, keep your bananas um, safe from fruit flies and getting ripe is to store them in a paper bag. This is going to trap the gases that are naturally produced by a banana. I believe it's called ethylene alcohol. Um, it traps those gases and actually helps it ripen. And if you're really desperate for some ripe bananas, you can put a tomato or an apple in the bag, and that's going to create even more of that gas. And help them ripen even faster. So what I just do is I put bananas in brown paper bags and just close it up, and usually I'll put like when I bought the bag, banana, when I put it in the bag, um, on it, and then I'll check them every couple days. And once you do this for a long time, you get really good at knowing, like, yeah, this is probably going to ripen 2 days or whatever. It just kind of becomes second nature. But that's a really great thing to do. Also, another thing to keep in mind is to turn your bananas. This is going to help them just ripen evenly, like on all sides. So if I have the banana laying this way, the next day I might flip it this way, you know, or reach inside and actually turn the banana. Um, that's not like imperative, but I found it kind of useful because sometimes when I don't do that, like one side will just be like completely black and then the rest will just be like spotty or something. And it's not like a big deal. It's more of a personal preference thing, but it's just something I'm telling people now to keep in mind if they want to. Um, as another thing that I've always wondered, and my mom always asked me, so I decided to Google it and also test it, is bananas in a bunch versus peeled apart. And what I found was that bananas on the stem ripened slightly faster than when they were separated. So if you want them to ripen more slowly, peel them apart, but if you want them to ripen fast, leave them on the stem. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it's worth doing, especially if you're gonna be turning them, because it's hard to turn them if it's still in a bunch. So, oh, also warm places, those aid in ripening. So just a warm area of your kitchen, but not that big of a deal. So now the third thing to consider about bananas is storage. So if you have some really nice spotty ripe bananas, but you don't need them right now, you could use the fridge. This is going to stop them from getting any more ripe, stop them from over ripening. And they'll last up to 2 weeks in the fridge. So it's a pretty good thing to use. However, it is going to turn the peel completely black. So be forewarned. I mean, the banana itself isn't gonna, like, on the inside isn't gonna be black. It's gonna be fine, but it's gonna look kind of ugly. So if you're gonna, like, eat it, you might not want to do that. But if you're gonna put it in a smoothie or something, it doesn't really matter. Just another thing to keep in mind though is if you peel the banana and the flesh is kind of grayish, that means it's gotten what's called, I believe, cold bruise, and you don't want to eat that. You want to throw it out. Never, 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 never put an unripe banana in the fridge because that basically kills them. It sounds like terrible, but like they'll basically they'll never be able to ripen. So don't do that unless it's ripe. My preferred method of storage though for bananas is the freezer. I have some ripe bananas and I'll just peel them and I'll either just break them in half or cut them up into little coins, put them in a Tupperware container, Ziploc bag, throw them in there, and I'm sure that they last probably like months that way because things last forever in the freezer. But personally, I use them within 2 weeks. One, because I eat like 5 to 10 bananas a day, but also two, because I've noticed that they taste a little different and they do get discolored. Like, they don't stay yellow. They'll get like brown after a while. So I don't really like that, so I use them kind of fast. But you probably don't have to. So what about ways to eat your bananas? My favorite thing to do is to make banana ice cream. When you blend them in the freezer, when you blend them from the freezer, they're surprisingly like soft serve. I add water. You could add like some non-dairy milk or whatever you want, and then mix in stuff. Mix in nuts, mix in cocoa powder, whatever you like. I love dates. They give it a little sweetness, and they can also give it a little chewiness if you don't like have really soft dates. So that's really nice. But my favorite way to use bananas is smoothies, and every morning I make a 5-banana smoothie with some coconut water, and it's delicious, especially if you use fresh bananas versus frozen. It is the best. And when blending, one important thing to remember is to pulse blend, because if you let that vortex create, then it's going to oxidize the bananas, and that just doesn't taste as good. So just pulse blend, like every couple of seconds. So that's something I'd recommend. And of course, you can eat bananas old school, like a monkey. And last but not least, bananas are great for you. They're rich in potassium, but not the richest. Sweet potatoes have more. But that's not fruit. But that's not the point. A lot of people think, like, whenever you say, hey, what's a good food source of potassium? Bananas is always the first thing people say. So I just wanted to get that out there. They're not the highest, but they're still high. They're great. But they're super high in B6, manganese, fiber, and also sugar. Simple carbs, which our bodies love. And when they're ripe, when they're spotty, they're easy to digest, and they provide us great fuel. So I highly recommend you eat your bananas up every day. And any banana related questions, put them in the comments. Please thumbs up this video if you liked it, and have a wonderful day.